Okay, so as promised, we are going to do a Top Step trading combine. I have a 50K account here and we have just finished up day one. Basically want to go over a few things regarding the trading combine. Top Step allows you to pass as fast as 2 days for a 50K combine. That is a $3,000 profit target. They're very specific about the 50% rule. They don't want you to go over 1,500 a day, or else that actually raises your total profit target at the end of your trading combine. So if you do less than 1,500, the next day you would just need to make up that change and then another 1,500 if you wanted to pass in 2 days. We're not particularly aiming for that, and as you can see here, I didn't necessarily do that, so unless we somehow hit basically 3,000 tomorrow, which isn't ideal, we're basically not going to do it in 2 days anyway, because today was just one of those days where the price action wasn't working for me. And I'm going to give you a full rundown on all the trades that we made to get to this whopping $12.82 in profit. Main thing that we're trying to do right now is just stay consistent. I'm more focused on what it's going to be like in the Express account, where you have to have 5 $200 plus days profits to be eligible for your first payout. So the idea for me is to just remain consistent, and if I have a better day than $200, great, but the main goal for me is to just stay consistent, have a good day, make $200. If I can do better, awesome. If not, we're going to cut the losses while they're small, and we're going to move on. Moving down to the stats here, I like what Top Step does with this. It basically gives you an overview similar to what Tradovate does, but I think Top Step's a little more personable with it. Apparently my average profitable trade was just green, 31 cents. Average winning trade was $54.74. Win rate was 54%. Losing rate, or average losing trade, was $62.71. So I had more losers than I had winners, but I had smaller winners more often. So I had larger losers than I had winners, but I had more winners more often, 4% more often basically. Risk to reward ratio, according to my stats, is 1 to 1.5, basically 1 to 1. We need to work on that. We need to find better risk reward. We need to work on that. We need to find better risk reward ratios. Typically 1 to 2, 1 to 3 is ideal. Most good setups will provide those, and I really wasn't doing any more than 1 lot of NQ. There was 1 or 2 trades where I did 4 lots of MNQ. I'm well aware that in a 50K account, you can't trade more than 5 contracts. Top Step doesn't specify, but basically that's either 5 NQ or 5 MNQ. They don't really correlate. There are other prop firms where that is specifically correlated, and if you're able to trade 5 minis, you can trade 50 micros. Top Step doesn't do it that way. I think they said they're working on that, but it's been a while coming if they are. Looking at the market data for today, there really wasn't that much that happened. I know there was some other data that maybe popped up here and there. I'm not quite sure. I feel like perhaps my sources were crossed in some areas. Based on my Forex Factory, which is where I go to check on the economic calendar every week, every day, there really wasn't much happening today, and for that reason, probably explains why the price action wasn't really in my favor for profitable trades or setups. So I did my best with what I could do. I kept position sizing small, and I plan to do that all the way through the start of the funded portion of this, up until we can start to scale in, because profits will allow me to afford more risk. But with that, we're going to get right into the breakdown of today's trades. I hope you enjoy this. There's going to be a whole series on this, and then Apex and Take Profit Trader as well. So I look forward to going through that. Let's get into it. All right, we are starting and basically entered the trade above the range below, and it took a retrace back into this range. No dice, it wasn't ready, so I let it hit the stop loss here. Moving on. So we try again here. Big picture, there's a range below here, and I wanted to try and get down to that range, but we pretty much just took the short, and then as soon as I saw any green, I just closed it out. So that was our first green trade on the day. Okay, so trade number 3, we were pretty jumpy to get in here. Tried to take a short and it just went against me, so took a stop out. So now we're looking at the 5K tick and we're going to zoom in here, and basically what you see is a late short entry. However, it was still a short, and you're going to see me close that out really quickly. That's a green trade as well. This one was premature as well, pretty poor entry. Going to stop out here. You can see this one actually went in our favor, so tried to catch the rest of the move. Classic chase though. Closed it out quick for some green. This one is good though, so I'm seeing a nice pop above, and as soon as I see it, I take the short, and here's that short entry. Pretty quick, just comes right back down, close it out, good. This one we actually didn't even get it on the record right away, but it was an instant scalp long. Here, we're actually going to start to draw this trend that we're grinding up really slow, lots of choppy action on the 1500 tick, get a channel in there, and this is on MNQ actually. So 4 lots of MNQ, as I said, I did take some MNQ, but this one stops out quick. MNQ is choppy compared to NQ, and that's saying a lot. So we put another range above. I do see that there's a range there, and I want to see how price reacts to that. More or less at this point, I am diddling in the middle, not wise, but you know, we're going to try and take something here. I took a short and price just goes right to the top of that range. In hindsight, clear long, could have closed out right about there instead for some money, but we're going to get stopped out here at the top of the range. That's a fail. This one coming up though, probably the best trade of the day. We're going to move over to the 250 tick, and you're going to see how quickly we move right through that volume profile range with urgency. It is just a killer short. Catch about 15 to 16 points on that trade, and we're going to move the stop into place, lock this in here. This actually brings me back up to break even, plus 15 on the day. Here I'm checking trading view. I want to see how we're looking at that lower range in the middle. We're now going to react to that. I do try and take a long here, I believe. So I do see that long trigger here shortly, I believe, right at the top of that candle on the bounce. And as soon as we see it, yep, here comes that entry. It pops straight to the EMA. Want to see the reaction at the EMA. As soon as it goes above it, I lock in with a stop loss. We get it. That's a good trade. This one we start to see a bit of a sharp pull, but I'm going to take a long here, thinking that we're probably going to wick back up. There's the entry long. We do kind of come back lower. I moved to the 5K tick for a brief moment there, but we are bouncing back up on the 250 tick. I'm going to go ahead and just lock this in before anything absurd happens to the account, so we can consider this one done. Stops in place. That's a stress-free trade. Moving to the TPO for a moment, we're at the top of value area, and I wanted to short back into more of the value area. Basically, just a little early on this one, probably get stopped out here, I think. No, it looks like, yep, I tried to take some profits there, and it looks like we end up, actually no, we end up getting some profits there. That was a good trade. So back into value a little bit more there. Here, I try to take a long. Now, I think this one is the more speculative trade that I shouldn't have taken. Yeah, immediate stop out, not something you want to do. Probably should have been a little bit more patient there. As you see, I get right back in, kind of diddle with the stop loss a little bit here. Not really respecting the stop loss in this case, but more or less wanted to really see this move back down. I think we're about to see the best we can do on that one. Yeah, I move the stop, we get hit. You can see that it's really consolidated right there for a moment, but we're going to trade the breakout back down into the channel. Immediate scalp short, that's a success. I think this is the high of the P&L for the day. From here, we basically start to give back just about everything. And this is why we have $12 to the P&L today. Yeah, so this one, I actually don't, it doesn't hit the stop. This is like power hour, last 10 minutes. The bid spread is just fiddling all over. I tried to catch a knife there, try to catch a long here, put that stop down too low. Don't take profits soon enough. Another trade failed. So after everything, now I try a short, thinking that maybe it's just going to keep on moving. So what happens? I leave that stop in place and I don't take profits here. I move back and forth on the charts when I should be trying to take profits. Instead, it comes up and stops me. So giving up a lot here. We are dancing between break even and red. This one was a long that went really red and is now going to go right back up to where I do have a little bit of profits. Basically probably should have just stayed done for the day when we were at 200 plus. That's the goal, and I think moving forward, if we are there and I don't see any more setups coming, then we're just going to leave it be. So now I'm doing what you should never do at the close, is set a buy above and a sell below and hope one of them hits, because you know what NQ does. I'll show you right here. It'll come up, it'll wick your fill because you're at the top where all the breakout buyers want to be in case we ramp it up 10 points, 20 points. Instead, I'm going to move my stop so tight that it hits me without even showing it on the candle. So that's the end of that. End the day, $12. Green. Could have been a lot better. We're going to do better next time. Stay tuned for the next day of trading this Top Step Combine. This is Bullish Bear, 23 Capital Trades. Peace out.